Get ready for the dictation. Start. Sir, we in Parliament are being asked to endorse the proclamation. At the same time, we have not been furnished with the report which the governor had sent to the president. Now, how can we give our verdict on a matter of such importance until and unless all the material facts warranting the proclamation under Article 356 of the Constitution are placed before us? Yesterday, the Honorable the Home Minister said that this report contained only certain facts and figures with regard to the party positions in the dissolved Andhra Assembly. In that case, what is the objection to placing that report before us? It would not give us anything particularly new except certain arrangement of figures made by the governor of Andhra with a view to advising the president as to the course he should take. We submit that his report contains something else. It was the duty of the government to place the entire report before us for the closest possible scrutiny and the most meticulous examination by members of this House and of the other House, because this report lies at the bottom of the whole thing as far as the constitutionality of the action of the president is concerned. Therefore, I submit that a flat of the executive is sought to be endorsed by Parliament without telling us the grounds on which that flat had been exercised. Constitutionally, this is improper. Then, Sir, the President also says that he had considered other information received by him. We have not been told yet as to what was this other information, neither have we been told puzzled about the source of such information. I do not know exactly on what basis the President applied his mind to the subject. We know that we cannot make any reflection on the President. He is a very wise man, and wiser still by virtue of the occupation of the presidency, but I think we can call in question whether his mind had been rightly applied in a matter of such great importance and national concern. Our contention is that the President has not been in a position to apply his mind fairly and squarely to this subject because the report which had been submitted to him had been perverse, distorted, and false. Our contention also is that the other reports which had been submitted to him are not fully objective and truthful. This we are in a position to say all the more because if the case for the government was so foolproof, Dr. Kaju would have been the last person to withhold his report from us. I think that something is wrong in the reports, and maybe the members of this house, having looked at the reports, would have discovered certain facts which do not go to justify the case that the government has sought to make out in support of the proclamation. Apprehending such a possibility, I think Dr. Kaju